just got Mr. Blueberry here tacked up. We're going to head out for a ride in a minute. I am, against my better judgment, taking Stumpy with us as well. Are you going to come for a ride, Stumps? She's been looking at me for days now with those big old puppy dog eyes like she wants to go out and have some fun. You love going out, don't you? You're just a bit of a handful, sweetie. I need to wash your eye again. My eye at this time of year always gets crispy. Poor thing, aren't you? Yeah, she loves going out. And I love taking her out. However, at this time of year, when the other three are feeling a little bit spicy, it's kind of like two-hand rides, kind of spicy. It just makes it a bit difficult to do a ride and lead. Not impossible. No. Oh, no! Oh, no! Ew! Gross! Blue! Oh. That is not okay, mate. Just slobbered all over me. I am not buying any more of these molasses things once these are gone. It's getting absolutely disgusting. Ugh. Yuck. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, anyway, we are going to take Stumpy with us. Hopefully she won't be too much a handful. I am going to put some side reins on Mr. Blueberry because I think what's going to happen is I'm going to need one hand per horse, ideally. She's going to be too much of a handful for me to have both hands on his reins. And the problem with Blueberry is he's very nosy, and he does like to contort and twist his body quite a lot. And it's very difficult to manage that when you've only got one hand on the reins. And then he kind of ends up going out for a hack. It's just making the most peculiar shapes. Like, I don't know how he does it. He is a contortionist, this horse. Never ridden another horse who has the ability to manipulate and twist his body the way that this horse does. Like, it is an art form. I'm telling you, it's an art form. But I don't want him doing that for the whole ride. One, because it's not good for his back. And his posture. I don't want him to be walking along in some half-assed wonky-donkey posture. I want him to be building good muscle, keep him nice and straight and true. So we're doing at least some good while we're out hacking. The other reason is that I'm absolutely hanging right now and I can't be bothered to argue with him. So by putting the side reins on him, that's going to keep him relatively straight for us. Like, I'm not going to put them on super tight or anything like that. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people out there on the internet who are going to be shouting at me for doing this, but do you know what? I don't care. I don't care. No, I don't want that again. No. I forgot we have stupid side reins now. I hate these things. I mean, they're nice. Like, that sounded really harsh. They're nice side reins. I do like them, but I preferred my old ones because my old ones had clips at both ends instead of this stupid loopy thing that you have to thread around your girth. Like, it was so much easier when you could just clip it on and be done with it, but no, I have to faff around with it now and unclip it and thread it through my girth like a proper equestrian. I'm like, oh, so much faff. Just, it was so much easier with the clips. I need to get side reins with clips on again. This is not good for my, this is not good for me. Why is it so flippin' rusty? This isn't even a year old. Oh my goodness, look at it. That is shoddy quality for you. Okay, I take it back. I am angry with this thing. It deserved the harshness of my previous comment. That is appalling. Oh, 2 barefoot ponies. That's cute. Little dainty pitter-patters of their feet. Good job, Blueberry. Come on. It's just Paddy. You know who Paddy is. He's your buddy. He's your bro buddy. You can't spook at him. Come on. See, I think part of the problem why Stumpy gives me so much trouble when I take her out with Woody is because Woody's so flipping slow. Like, she's struggling to keep up with Blue right now, and she struggles to keep up with Nelly as well. Woodster, bless him, he just ambles along until all of a sudden he isn't ambling, he's exploding. I think that's why she gets so impatient when I take her out with him. Which is a pity, actually, because it is nice having her with him as a confidence booster. Over, Blue. Over. Good job. And why are we drifting over here again? Come on, back over. I'm a little bit disappointed that his bald patch is growing out a lot slower than I was expecting it to. It kind of looks like he's damaged the skin. Like there's not even stubble in some places, which is a bit concerning. I don't quite know what's gone wrong there. Thank you! Yeah, it's a bit... I mean, he's got a patch here. I just put some neem oil on it a minute ago, but like there's literally... Oh, midgets. Lovely. There's literally just... There's nothing there. It's just like hard, bumpy... It almost looks like an oven-ready chicken, to be perfectly honest with you. But there's just no signs of hair on it at all. I'm getting a little bit worried. I hope he didn't rub it so much last year that he just kind of killed off the hair follicles. I mean, I guess that's possible. I mean, we know hair follicles die because, you know, men go bald. So that's definitely a thing, but... Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. On the flip side, though, and Mum has pointed this out to me in the past, at least the bit that he's destroyed is kind of where my hands go when I'm riding him. So at least my hands kind of hide it a little bit. I mean, it's still there and it's still not ideal, but, you know, it could be in a worse place, I suppose. Good boy, Blue. People always smile when they see Stumpy out, especially when they see her out with a big horse. You put smiles on people's faces, hun, don't you? They always love to see you. Oh, flippin' heck, this is going to be fun. Oh, shit. Oh, dear. Right. Well, we're committed. Come on. Oh, you pooing? Oof. And that's how you create a traffic jam. Good job, mate. Well done. Right, come on, you've had your poo, you got to go now. Come on, be brave. Hello, everyone. So, I will apologise in advance for the creepy voiceover you are about to suffer through. Something weird went on with my camera here. I don't know if you can see it shaking like that. I think it came loose in the holder or something. There was also weird background noises going on and just, it didn't sound great. So I thought I would just give you guys a voiceover and explain kind of what's going on here. So Blue got a little bit overwhelmed at this point. Stumpy, bless her, as you can see, is just like, what the hell is he freaking out over? Can we just get on with it, please? So we had a few cars in a row and then this big blue lorry here, which, to be fair, he's been past a few big lorries in his time, but for some reason he took a disliking to this one. I think possibly because it was quite a narrow gap he had to go through. It was sod's law that it was like the narrowest bit of road we could possibly have met that lorry on. I'm just trying to fix my camera a little bit there. I could feel it like thumping on my helmet as we were trotting. I don't quite know what happened there, but it was weird. So yeah, he got a little bit overwhelmed with that. Stumpy, bless her, she was an absolute trooper. She did not freak out at all. She just kind of like did her job as the nanny pony, which is why we love her. She's a very good girl for that. And yeah, he got a little bit anxious from that point onwards. He was a little bit unsettled, and unfortunately things do get worse in a little bit as well. Yeah, this ride was kind of one of those rides that escalated from, like, it kind of started out okay and then it got a little bit sucky and then it got really sucky real fast. So we turn around at this point. Stumpy is really struggling at this point. We've kind of ended up doing more trotting than I had planned for, purely because Blue was a bit anxious, so I wanted to get some of that nervous energy out of him. So we did more trotting than I was planning for. Stumpy was struggling to keep up, so we cut the ride short. Big mistake, big mistake. One of many mistakes that I made on this day. Oh dear, yeah, poor judgment on the human's part. I think I should have just taken him out on his own really and taken him for a longer ride so we could get more of the energy out of him. But I didn't, and it is what it is at this point. So we're just trotting back at the road at this point. I'm trying to think. I've literally just gone through and chopped these video clips together and I can't remember how far along it is that everything starts to go wrong. So basically, we're going to encounter a lot of traffic in a minute, and a tractor with a trailer, and a very, very, very scary delivery van. And it wasn't until I watched the footage back after that I realised why he was so scared of the delivery van, but it's hilarious watching it back now. So obviously we've got a car in front of us up here. There's the tractor coming up behind us, which is all good fun. Blue is actually fine with tractors. Like, he's fine with traffic in general. Like, he's pretty good with most things. What he struggles with is like moving on quickly. Like, he needs to take time to process it, and when the roads are really busy like this, like you've got cars coming in both directions really quickly, I can't give him as much time as he needs to process it, and that's when the anxiety starts to go up. But we are working on that now. I'm working on trying to help him speed up his processing with these things. So this here is what stitched us up a bit. So the tractor was coming through behind us. My plan was to let the tractor pass us, but then obviously that car stopped there, which meant that we basically got kicked out of our safe spot. My plan was to hide in that safe spot, let the tractor go, and then we would have been fine. So we had to move out of there. Obviously we've got a runner on the road in front of us now, which is of great interest to him. We've got tractor and a trailer behind us with several other cars, all these cars in front of us. And any minute now, you're going to see why this lorry was so terrifying. Big kid's face on the side. Oh God, it's so bad. Oh, poor Blue. He absolutely freaked. Stumpy's just there like, what the hell? Like, it wasn't funny at the time. I was really very stressed out at this point. Like, really stressed out. I was really upset that he was getting so stressed. I was not enjoying this ride at all. But watching it back, it was like the exact moment he spooked was when he saw that kid's face on the side of the lorry. It's just the funniest thing ever. Oh, absolutely. Like, when I watched this footage back, I had a completely different outlook on the situation. Like, in my head, I was like, oh my goodness, this was the worst ride I've had in years. And to be fair, this is a pretty bad ride. I did not enjoy this ride. But watching it back and seeing the fact that he actually spooked because there was a kid's face on the side of the lorry, that just absolutely cracked me up, made my day. So at this point, we're pulled into the next gateway, so that we can finally let the tractor pass us. He was amazing. I'm not sure who was driving it, but I'm pretty sure it was one of our local farmers. And obviously he had cottoned on to the fact that Blue was very upset, and he gave us tons of space. Like, all credit to this guy. He was awesome. Really, really appreciated that. Oh yeah, I recognise him now. Yeah, I know where they're from. They're just up the road from us. Yeah, really, really appreciated that. And just like that, all of a sudden, all the traffic is gone.